Authentic traditional cooking. Kienyeji is about authentic traditional cooking, and we mostly focus on Western cuisine, which is the Luya cuisine. A village experience in the city, like bringing that kind of food that our grandparents used to eat to today's generation. So that is what we do. It was through a lot of soul searching, and besides that, I was doing other things. I've always tried every business, to be honest. And then I did several things, and to a point that I was doing consulting in the hospitality industry, which I still do, like on the side, because that's my line. I did hospitality management, and so it's easy to do that kind of job. So when I was doing that, I realized that it wasn't really bringing in income like regularly the way I would want to sustain my life, to sustain what I need to do. And so that's when I went into soul searching, like exactly what do I need to do. And I always say like this idea is like God sent, because I went through a period of time like of finding out exactly what would I do. And besides that, I had a dream that I was in this garden of vegetables, and I started wondering what vegetables. And you see, once you've had a dream, then you start connecting that dream. You want to understand exactly how is this coming about? What exactly does it mean? So then I thought about traditional vegetables. Why not? And then I realized, you know what? In our busy lives, we don't have that time to prepare these vegetables. That is number one. Number two, even sourcing the right vegetables that has got that traditional taste, it's not easy. Look at our lives right now. People are very busy because of lifestyles. You'd find women are very busy in the office, or if you have a house help in the house, she is also busy taking care of other chores. They don't have that time to pluck the vegetables. They don't have that time to prepare them. So now I thought, why not prepare that and then offer convenience to people, whereby they just buy a pack ready from me and they go and finish off at home. And to add on that, you know, this idea, looking at it, I'm also offering solutions in terms of nutrition. We are all trying to live healthy nowadays, and most of the time we don't even have time to look for those vegetables. I mean, even preparing them, we don't know. So that is where now Kienyeji comes in and prepares those vegetables the right way, the traditional way. I've always wanted to become an entrepreneur, and you find that most of the time when I was working, I always used to do something on the side as a business. And one of the key things that made me really want to become an entrepreneur, I wanted to be self-employed, to be independent, to do my own things and have time for my children. But I'll be very honest to highlight that my kids were like the main reason, because I wanted to spend more time with my children, because when you're employed, you find that you're kind of limited in terms of the time that you spend with your children. You need that independence. You need to build that financial independence where you don't have to depend on a salary and that kind of stuff. And so I kept trying one thing or the other, and from there I kept building to be, when I was working, actually, I remember, I used to make chapatis from the house, and I could take them to work. And when I take them to work, I sell them to my staff, to my team, and I started making money, and I realized, okay, then this is supplementing my income. And then I've sold fish, like deep fried tilapia. I could go source for deep fried tilapia on days when I'm off duty, and I sell them to my friends. I've tried all manner of things, to be honest. And through that, I realized actually I have got that calling in entrepreneurship. And I believe that someday I will get something that will be stable, more stable, and grow to a bigger business. For this venture, it's a very interesting thing, because when I started, I just started small with a little money. You know, the way you buy a little vegetables, prepare, sell, and then again you plow back that money to the business. I realized that the demand is there and it's growing. So I started just building on it. And then at some point, life became tough. I tried to deviate, and try other things like going back into employment, which I felt if I go back to employment, I'll get good money, because working as a food and beverage manager, you get very good money and you have a lot of privileges. So I felt, let me deviate and try employment, because this thing is not bringing money as it would. And then, so when I deviated and then I came back, I actually got a very good opportunity. I traveled out to the US. And then when I came back, I was fired. I was fired, and when I was fired, I didn't have anything to fall back to, because I had already closed my business thinking I've gotten this big business opportunity, and I mean this big job, and it's paying me good money, so why would I need to do this business of vegetables? Because you've introduced a new concept. You're trying to get people to understand exactly what you're doing. It becomes very hard to penetrate the market. Some people don't understand exactly what are you coming up with. So now, that was the time now, that was the moment when I went through like the lows, and things were really tight for me, and of which I got to a point whereby I lost everything in terms of, I was evicted out of my house, I was auctioned, and I had to re-strategize and reorganize myself. And 2017 is when now I decided, let me do this thing seriously and focus on it no matter what. I downgraded my lifestyle for some time and moved from Hurlingham, went to live in Kawangware. And I felt rent in Kawangware was more manageable for me, because I could be able to maneuver here and there to do things. And I realized also there it was so easy, because I could get the mamas who do the plucking of the vegetables. It was, you can easily get laborers. And besides that, when I was there, now when I wanted to pick myself, when I was trying to pick myself up, I talked to my mom and I told her exactly what had happened, and all she did was just to send me a sack of vegetables to start on. And that's how I started.